a lot down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This is when you come feel like down the street, alright. So we chop it, so we do it. That don't be a lot down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This is when you come feel like down the street. All I'm full of we go play back again. And everybody say yeah. All I'm full of we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of we go play back again. And everybody say yeah. All I'm full of we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of we go play back again. And everybody say yeah. All I'm full of we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of we go play back again. And everybody say yeah. All I'm full of we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. Street, so we chop it, so we do it. This is when you come feel like down the street, alright. So we chop it, so we do it. Land down we a lot down the street, so we chop it, so we do it. This is when you come feel like down the street. All I'm full of we go play back again, and everybody say yeah. All I'm full of we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of we go play back again, and everybody say yeah. All I'm full of we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of we go play back again, and everybody say yeah. All I'm full of we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of we go play back again, and everybody say yeah. All I'm full of we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. So we chop it, so we do it. They say when you come feel like down the street, alright. So we chop it, so we do the street. So we chop it, so we do it. We say when you come for lock down the street. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And every man say, yeah, 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 yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And every man say, yeah, 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 yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And every man say, yeah, 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 yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again.
Check. Check. Let me know if you can hear us. Give me a 5x5 if you're on the chat right now, and that'll help. And we'll get this ball rolling. A little bit delayed. Actually, quite a lot of bit delayed, tell you the truth. What do we got here? PAX 130. And we're putting in... hold on, just trying to see what we're putting in here. Oh, I need that up. All right, we've got Just Rabbit Reeves says 5x5. Shelton Ponder 2, how are you? Everybody's checking in. Thank you. Welcome aboard. If you're just tuning in and for the first time and you're wondering what the heck this is about, it's pretty simple. We try to do things right here. We want you to learn something and want you to have fun. If you're in a flight sim and you're going to be a future airline pilot, definitely want to check around. You want to stay around here a little bit, especially with this flight. We're doing a proving flight down to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and actually this aircraft is one of our 4 600s that we've bought. The airplane is actually going to stay down in Puerto Rico permanently. So we're actually transferring this aircraft from Miami. It's gone through its checks. It's got its cabin. It's got a refresh cabin in it. And we're going to bring it down to Miami, we're Puerto Rico, where it's going to be stationed. So it'll be based out of Puerto Rico. We're going to fly it down there, and it's not coming back. So how's that? That's going to be pretty fun. We're going to jump in the flight deck, and we'll be good to go. Kansas City, of course. It's on the could be on the list for sure. Won't be able to catch most of this stream. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's late. I had some things I had to take care of. We actually had have one of our family members in a nursing home right now, so I was visiting them, and it just, that kind of take precedence over anything I'm doing. So I don't want to be that one day, and you have to sit in a nursing home. It's kind of boring when you're by yourself and nothing's going on. So anytime we could visit somebody like that, be kind, it's always worth it. All right, let's jump in, and we're going to get going on this. We're in the 600 today, and I was trying to look for paperwork here to see what the heck I've got. 2240, that's what I'm looking at. All right. 2240 plus, what was the, we got a full boat, I think. So I'm just kind of trying to knock down the 130 times 32. That brings us to 4160. So cargo bag split is what I'm looking at my paperwork. I printed my paperwork today. This is a proving flight, so it's not quote on the line. However, this is going to be a revenue generating flight today. So we are going to be producing revenue, I hope. So We've got ACARs fired up already, and we're going to do a cold and dark start or originator flow. And if you're one of the pilots flying with us, I'll definitely want to pay attention to this. We'll try to go a little bit slow for you. First thing we're going to do is start on the overhead panel and the battery switch right here. I'm going to flip that battery switch to on. Okay, and then we're going to drop down to the fuel and just check our fuel panel, and that looks good. Then we're going to come over to the hydraulic panel, make sure these two switches are off. From there, over to the packs. Make sure all your packs are off. We'll go ahead and throw this to auto, and the rest should be, those two should be on, and then we should be good to go. After that, we're going to go ahead and drop into the gear. You make sure the gear is down, 3 is green. You can see that there if I come down there. Back to the overhead, we're going to go to the AC meter selector. If I can get it, it would be really nice. What in the world is this? Okay, that's going to screw me up. AC meter selector is right here. You want to make sure it's on ground power, because we're going to call the ground power truck here in a minute. Once that's done, we're going to actually turn on ground power. We do have gate services here, so we're going to go to the actions ground services. We're going to call for the ground power, and we're going to call for our air conditioning as well. So they're going to get that on the aircraft. Once they get that on the airplane, we're going to go ahead, and you can see now we've got 400/116, and then we've got the ground power available light on. We're going to go ahead and throw the ground power switch to the on position, and now you can hear everything. We've got AC power going. Now we're going to do a fire overheat test. You can see I'm not even doing lights yet because I'm working the panel right now. So the next best thing we're going to do is one of these. Since we've got AC, you go fault APU and op. Take a look. You've got overheat detect. Go ahead and clear that. Do it again, except we're going to make sure we've got 1 wheel lights, 1, 2, and 3, and we got the bells off. That's on as well. Squib test coming up. Throw your squibs. And yes, Dewan, he said, hey, when do we test this? Right now. And that's not on the flow, but it is now. So once that's done, our fire warning test is complete. Let's go right onto the overhead panel yet again. Man, I've got cream cheese all over this thing. It's not going to work. We're going to come up to the... Yeah, I'm going to have to change this, folks. This is not going to work for me. Next thing we do is the IRS. And you could see... just bear with me. The 600 I only flew, maybe once coming out of... Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I'm just... This is not going to work. This aft overhead... Alright, so just bear with me. I'm going to have to just kind of slide out here, do like this, come over. This is going to be our kind of aft overhead panel look. It's hard for me to tell. I can't really see what's going on, so maybe I should zoom in just a little bit so I can see the panel. And maybe that'll do it. So I'm going to go ahead and click Control F1 and then lock it in. So now we can come over and see it. These two lights can't really barely see that, but I'm going to go ahead and flip it to nav. Align nav on DC lights are coming in. While that's there, I'm going to throw the dim light on. Align, and now that's in alignment, but you won't set the FMC just yet. We're going to come down to the electrical panel. All right, and make sure it is good to go. We got ground power, bats on. Comes straight across the horn, all the way around. Looks great. And just checking the inverter here, and that is it. Okay, everything is good on that panel. I'm going to drop down to 13, which is the emergency exit light switch. I'm going to throw that to the arm position now. From there, you're going to go to the environmental controls. Like I said, packs should be off. Now we're going to hook up to the aircraft ground, the ground AC. You want to make sure that's good. And that is almost done. We're not there quite yet. In the FMC CDU, you're going to drop down to here, and you're just going to clear this. So you're just going to go to the reference page. You just get rid of that, go to FMC. It is a 600. We've got the new AirAC data in from Navigraph 2302, March 23, February 23 to March 23, 23. We're going to click that. Reference airport is Kilo MIA, and I believe we're at Gulf 4. I don't know if it's going to be accurate. We're going to try it. Gulf 4. Yeah, you want to do that. Let's go ahead and throw that in there, and you can try the Gulf 4 right now to see if it works. It does, but don't. Yeah, that's good. See, these two match up. Sometimes it doesn't match up. You got to go actually into the chart to make sure it's good. Once that is done, we're still not ready for lights. We check our flap. So flaps should be up. Flap lever up. Parking brake is, and it should be set. It's not. So we're going to go ahead and step on the brake, set the parking brake. Parking brake is now set. Wheel well fire warning. We've done that already, so we don't need to do it again. We're going to do a walk around right now. We're going to come upstairs, return all of our lights to the on position. Taxi lights coming. Oh, we're going to go strobe. We're going to go anti-collision light. Taxi light is on. Logo light is on. Wing light is on. Wheel well light is on. Now, let's get outside, and we're going to do our walk around now. And I'm going to just kind of walk the aircraft with you, make sure our lights work. You do this the first flight of the day. We just pretend we come down the stairs here. Obviously, that's working. Those lights are super bright. Let's turn on our flashlight as well because we're going to need to see, well, everything. You see, we're flying Blue Marlin today. We've got beautiful looking 800. A 600 to fly. Looks like we've got a good taxi light on. What I would do right now is you could just knock on the side of the fuselage with those lighting on, and you could see. There she is right there. Take a look at the pitot tubes, the two pitot tubes right there, and your angle of attack. That's really your AOA vane, we call it. Pitot statics over here. You just check your pitos, your static system. That is super bright. That is true. Take a look at the engines. Make sure those are good. You look at the leading edge. We're in Miami, so I don't have to worry about any icing or anything like that, which is nice. Take a look at our strobes. Make sure we're strobing out pretty good. We are. We've got some green lights. Take a look at the position light on the back of the aircraft. And the static wicks. All that is good to go. Coming across. The flap fairings look great. And the ailerons look good. Okay, engines. You want to make sure no birds are nesting in there or anything like that. This is a RON. This is the first flight of the day for this aircraft. Everything, the heart of this airplane is right in here. All the guts you need to know on the 737s down in the wheel well. Make sure it's all good. You got no hydraulics on the floor, anything like that. Take a look at our tires. This airplane just came from Opelika. So we just got this airplane from the factory. They just did a brand new refresh on the cabin, so all that's good to go. Again, here, the outflow valve. Don't never stick your hand in there. You'll get it chopped off. That's not a good thing to do. Again, static wicks looking great. Coming across here, taking a look at the logo lights are working and the strobes are working there. Same thing there. Static is good. Come across here, this is a 600, so guarantee if you tail strike a 600, you're going to have a big problem. You did something wrong. All right, brake indicators, right, those two pins, we'll look at that. Look at the tire condition, make sure it's not flat spotted or anything like that. Okay, we're going to come to the front of the, front of the wheel here, and just again, look to make sure hydraulic hoses are good and the lines are on. We'll come over here, flaps. Look great. Ailerons look great. Nothing's hanging off the airplane. Again, position light looks good. I can see the strobe lights coming on. And the red position light is on. Good. We did take a look at the engine, didn't we? I can't remember if we took a peek here. Again, nesting birds, anything like that in the back of the engines. This is a cold engine. Well, it's about 80 degrees in Miami. So you can see how close this is. I can't get in there, so what I'm going to do is kind of peek through. There we go. Have a look. We'll back out the way we came in, and that is it. We just come under here, one really last quick look, and we are done. Lights are off. Let's jump back in. All right, let's shut the lights off now. Oh, great. My panel just decided to freeze up on me. Sure did. Denali, what's up, man? Gosh, I gotta reset my panels. Hang on. You got 501, and for the pilots who are waiting for me to grade, don't wait. Just continue to go. We'll grade it. I've got a lot of grading to do tonight and tomorrow, and you're waiting for me to grade for you. So I just want to apologize for the delay in grading, but there's a lot. This is why we kind of want to do a nice slow. Okay, that's coming off, that's coming off, that's good, beacon's off. All right, lights for test. Now, folks, you could say the originator flow is complete, which it is. Now, we're going to do a pre-flight, and now we're going to turn our lights on. So we're going to come over here, we're going to turn the panel lights on, get your lighting right. And there is a reason to this madness. The reason why, the way we do things here there's reasons, right? You can see I don't want you to create your nest first with the originating flow. I don't want you to create your nest. I want you to get in there, just get the airplane powered up, just get it awake a little bit. You can worry about your lighting later, but what we need for you to do is get the oops, wrong lights there. Get the airplane awake and start getting it. At least initializing. So when you do the walk-around inspection, look, we're already initialized. So that's pretty cool. Now you don't have to wait 7 minutes for the stupid thing to initialize. It's already done. So how's that? All right, let's go get our ATIS. Hey, John, what's up, man? How do I turn without using your mouse? On the outside? Hey, Pops, what's going on? I know it's late. I know it's late, but I had to. Like I said, it's not an ideal thing, but it's Friday night, so we're going to hang out, chill. Okay, and this is going to be a revenue flight. Like I said, I'm doing a revenue flight here. We're going to fly this airplane down to Puerto Rico. It's staying there. I've got to fly. I'll probably take a boat over to St. Thomas and jump on one of our aircraft and fly us home back to Miami, and I'll do this again. We got 4 600s to get down to San Juan, and it is in the system, which is cool. So I worked all week on a proving flight, really. Day 3 on a 3-day trip. It is now finished. All I got to do is enter it into the back end, and I think we're going to release brand new destinations within a week or two with 2 new 700s that we've got. All right, back to the drawing board. I don't want to waste any time here. So ATIS, I'm going to go ahead and pull that up into Miami. Let's go here, and I thought we connected. We didn't connect. Let's go ahead and do that. 501, it's a 600, 736. Okay, now we're connected to the server. That's great. We'll go ahead, flight plan, click fetch from the server. We got some really cool destinations, new destinations coming up for us. It's going to be really cool. I think you folks are going to love the new destinations we got. 370, that is set. Flight plan's coming in. Yeah, John, you did good, man. Bar Harbor, I saw that. You did a very good job in Bar Harbor. 503 says I need the website, but I'm in no rush. Okay. 503, Denali, tell me what 503 is again. One of these flights are going to be 503. Just fly whatever it says. I just want you to review the intranet. Just review the module. When we get to do 503, right? Just read the stuff. When we do 504 live, I'm gonna get you access to the intranet. You and I will go actually live. I'll show you how to do all. So it's gonna be one-on-one training. So you let me know when you want to do that. We can do that this weekend if you're ready. So if you get 503 knocked out, let's go. We'll get you hooked up, and then we can get your check right down, and there you go. You're released. All right, let's do this. Arrivals. We are looking at, departures in Miami right now. The winds are 120 at 05. We've got 10 statute miles visibility. Scattered clouds at 031. Broken clouds at 250.25/19. Altimeter is 30.28. Okay, we're looking at departing 8 left, 8 right. It's probably going to be 8 right for us. No problem. We will go over NOTAMs and all that stuff in just a minute, but let me get the aircraft going. It's maybe a no-brainer to join the Coastal Discord. Do I need to be hired for Coastal? Yes, you do. Sorry, man. That is a crew-only deal. Discord. It's not a public one. Our public Discord is really the FSBN channel Discord. So you can take a look at that. I've got to go into new aircraft here, and I wonder if I can get the 600 dialed in here. Yes, they got the 600. I love it. I'm looking for the 600 for the, VTP that we use, which is going to be absolutely great. We're going from Miami. I'm going to do VTP right now. Runway is going to be 8 right. Conditions dry. It's beautiful out there. Let's see here. Optimum. We've got, I think these are 22,000s. These are 22Ks. How could you tell? Well, what you can do is you can go down into here. Click menu. Index. Ident. Yeah, 22,000 rating, so that's good. It's always, when you're bouncing in a different series of aircraft, some of our 700 series are 20,000 pounds. And I'm working on getting them re-softwared up to 24. But I got to figure out how much that's going to cost us, because that could be a lot of money. All right, takeoff weight, it's going to be 132.7. Not very far off from a 700, folks. I mean, that's very close to 700 weights, which is probably why the 600 really wasn't a good player with a lot of airlines. Because almost the same cost with less passengers, it kind of hurts sometimes. But we're using this for a specific purpose. This airplane is run in the Caribbean, and it's going to be a Caribbean blitz. You're going to see a lot of destinations opening here in the next month. As I said, I've got one. There's a whole different strategy. I've got one. This next trip is going to be releasing within a week or two, which is 2 700s are going to be operating it in our fleet. It's going to be a 3-day trip from Miami. Really cool. We're hitting a lot of going to New Orleans, a ton. New Orleans and Indianapolis. We're actually opening a focus city in Indy. So Indianapolis is going to be open for business very shortly. Anyway, that's just coming. That's going to come in a couple weeks. So we're growing, right? Okay, VTP is programmed FMC. Now we're going to program the FMC. A lot of our new hires just jump into the FMC after they align. That's not exactly what you do. You got to wait. Now, time check coming in here. You can see 6:26 pushing at, we're pushing at 7 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is open, yeah, I know, dude. I'm going to open PACX. All right. So let's go ahead and open PACX. We'll click menu. We're going to start flight here. Actually, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to move this over to here. I'll click menu, start flight. Career mode, it is, that's the wrong one, it's there. Flight time, I'm going to say 2 hours and 30 minutes on this one. It's not going to take that long. We're going to be out of here about 30 minutes. And we're looking at 120 packs, 126. So I'm going to have to adjust that. It's really 130, so I got to change all that with no first class. So I'll do that later. I don't care right now. We aren't going to serve meals. We're going to start boarding. Let's go ahead and call in our... We don't need catering, but we do need fuel, so let's go ahead and call in fuel truck.
Refueling truck is on its way.
All right, good deal.
Please
now,
don't
while we're
load
sitting here...
until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Yeah, I know. All right, we'll click this. We're going to go right into our route. Let's do it. Miami to TJSJ. TJSJ. Throw it in there. That's perfect. Runway's going to be 8 right, so we're going to go ahead and click departure. We're going to be departing the Colada 2. Colada 2 and BITAC transition. 8 right. And the arrival into San Juan right now is going to be the Beano 3, probably the 10s, I'm assuming. It's runway 8, probably going to be 10 at this particular case. So Beano 3, runway 10, that might change as we get a little closer. And we're going to be, Beano is the, where are you? There's no transition here that we'll be flying. That's really nice. Okay. Why are they doing that? Let me take a look. It should be right to Beano, and then where? Let's go back. Click the arrivals. I just want to make sure that we're not screwing something up here. Beano, Hardy, Cato. We're just gonna go direct to Beano, folks. I mean, that's it. Let's take a look here. Tack all the way down. Beano, Millet, and Wesson. To Beano, Millet, and then Wesson. Yeah, okay. So that could be 8. It could be thinner. I don't know. It depends. I'd rather go runway 10. It's going to be the runway probably going to be landing on in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Let's just see what they're doing right now. That could change by the time we get there, but they are landing runway 8 in use, visual approaches, runway 10 in use, I told you. So let's go to Beano 3, runway 10, and we're going to keep it that click route activated. Now we'll execute the whole thing. Pref initial coming up. We're going to go ahead and do that. So you got a 0 fuel weight today, 113.1. So full boat, lots of passengers, a lot of cargo on this airplane. We've got takeoff weight of 132.7. That's going to be. Planning out with fuel about 20,100 pounds. 20.1, and actually we're going to be a little less than that. We're going to plan out of here with 19,500, right around there. Burn about 500 pounds on the taxi out. Reserves 5. We're not going to below that. Cost index is 30 on the
Fuel
CI
truck
today.
is in position.
Nice. We're going to climb up to 370.
Please don't
It's
load
been
aircraft until the fuel truck arrives. Please use your
very
airplane
strong
fuel
jet
system to
stream
set
through the
desired
whole
fuel
United
quantity.
States today. The last couple days have been brutal. I mean, we're talking 120 something knots. It's been ugly coming out of the west. So I had a direct crossing a little earlier. Okay, I'm going to crest the fuel truck. They're coming. Arrival. All right, cruise wind back here. 323 at 9. That's our cruise wind. Nice and light as
Please
we
use
get
your
down
airplane
south.
fuel system to set the desired
I like
fuel
that.
quantity.
Okay, all that's good to go. We're going to click execute, go to the N1 limit page, and like I said, I wrote everything down. Looks like a 43 degree on our cell temp today, so we'll knock them down just a little bit. Not too bad. Flaps going to be 1 CG. We're going to hold off on that, and we are going to start boarding. So we go ground surfaces here, come over here. Packs 130. It's a full boat for us.
Please
so we're
use your
going to go.
airplane fuel system
Stupid
to set
thing.
the desired fuel quantity.
I know, I heard you. How many times you got to tell me the same thing, man? All right. You can see where it says it's not boarding because we don't have a door open. So we're going to open that door. And while we're here, I'm going to call for boarding services for GSX. Request
Boarding requested.
Yes. Okay. Do we have everybody set up? Good. We've got fuel hooked up, ready to go. Let's start boarding there. It's a full boat.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel
So
quantity.
annoying. All right, here we're going to start the fueling process. Good. Great. Okay, FMC's programmed. For the most part, we're programmed. We're going to just do a couple of
Do you want
housekeeping
to board
checks.
crew?
No, I don't. We're already on the aircraft. Nobody. All right, we're going to do a couple of housekeeping things. We're going to do 130, 131.
boarding
That is
starting.
correct. That is correct. And 136. All three numbers are dead on straight for us. That's good. We like that, right? Gee, that's interesting. Hey, Jason, how's it going? Good, man. Delta Sim Pilot, how you doing? I think he had to land full crosswind in the mountains. What was that one? Denali says, I can knock out 503 right now because New York and Boston are online. Yeah, do it. Be awesome. Is Princess Juliana on the list? Yes, definitely. That's on the list. I'm half surprised GSX isn't reminding me about my extended warranty. Scott, that's funny, dude. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Okay. Makes me laugh. You got these one-liners. Scott like, always comes up with these one-liners. They're hilarious. It tickles me. All right, so we've got the FMC is done. Oh, jeez, that's great. I'm going to hold off on the CG. I want to get everybody loaded, and then we'll get the CG loaded. All right, we're going to jump right into the overhead panel now. We're going to do a complete flight deck prep. We're going to fire that up. 2, you want to make sure those lights are off. That's good. Interphone is off. You come up on the overhead here. EECs. Reverser lights, make sure they're off. EECs are on and capped. Then we're going to go crew oxygen pressure. You want to make sure that's good. Do not flip the switch down. This would actually be wired shut. You wouldn't want to do that. If you did that, you're going to scare a lot of passengers because the oxygen bottle is going to fall from the oxygen mask will fall for the PSU units, and that wouldn't be good. Okay, we're going to flip that. Mach airspeed warning, obviously. Check our stall warning. All right, PSEU light is off. Coming driving down here. Coming thing 5 capped. Make sure all 5 are capped. Low pressure lights off there. Navigation switches. You want to make sure they are normal. Remember, maintenance could have really screwed up your panels, so it's important that you check it. Cross feed light's going to come open. Want to make sure the valve opens, and we're going to close it. If I can get it closed. And it's coming to close. We will turn the center pumps on right now. We're still fueling, so I'm not going to turn on the fasten seatbelts on just yet, just because we are taking on gas. All right, let's check the window heat. This is another thing that people get confused on. To check the window heat, now, if we're in a real hot place, like let's say Las Vegas or Phoenix, and we throw them on and we don't see any lights here, that's when you would throw the power test on. Okay, but you don't need to do that right now. Let's go ahead and throw it to overheat. You're going to drive all 4 to overheat. You got to shut them all off, and then you could throw the power test on. See, the power test, all it does is, it's not going to do anything now because the switches have to be on to do a power test. But let's say one of these lights was off, and you're like, well, is it a burned out light, or does that window heat not work? Well, throw it to power test, and that should come on. Then you know the actual window is hot enough where it doesn't need heat. And that's just an interesting tidbit on the 7.3 when you're doing that. All right, let's throw the engine anti-ice on. I don't think we're going to need it today, but you know the valves are not going to open because of the it's pneumatically driven, if that makes sense. Those will, because that's electric. Okay, we've got an aft entry door open. What the flip is that opened? I hate when they do that. I don't know why they do that crap, but they shouldn't be opening that door. Letting all my air out. All right, passenger cabin. I want to see how nice it is. At 40, 50, about 60 degrees in that cabin is perfect.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight.
Overheat.
When you find your seat, please be sure to place
climb
your
up to
larger carry-on items
37,000.
in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in
zero
the
sea level,
overhead
I think.
bin.
10
If
feet,
you have any
that's good.
trouble finding a location for your
Right
carry-on
side
items,
today
please
on
let a flight
the
attendant know, and we would be happy to assist you.
ignition.
If the overhead bin
Everything
is
else is
full,
good.
please make sure you close
That's
it
on
as
steady,
a
local
courtesy
lights
to
are
other
on.
passengers.
Great.
Please double check
This
that all
panel's
your
super
items
bright,
are
so
put
I'm
away
gonna turn
so
stuff
that
down.
the aisle is clear and other passengers
Just to
can make
make it
their
a
way
little
to
bit
their
better
seats.
for my eyes.
If you're in an
Just-
emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the card in the seat back in front of you.
Alright, let's
If you're
go.
not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. You are free to use your portable
you know what I
electronic
forgot?
devices during the
I
boarding
always
process.
forget this.
We ask
And
that
so do
larger
we
electronic
as
devices
a
are
crew.
stowed once we depart from the gate.
Pretty
Thank
easy to
you,
forget
and
that little
welcome aboard.
button. Sometimes you're going through your waterfall flow and I'm talking to everyone, and guess what happens? I'm not doing my flow. You want to make sure your lights are good. Everything works. All your lighting is set on your panels. Everything's lit. That's what that little doodad does. We're going to throw that to off. Okay. Sorry, folks. All right. Now back down here, we're going to go ahead and check our panel. We have Jack Center on. I don't know who MMID. I think that's Miami, if I'm not mistaken. That is Oceanic, Miami Oceanic. So we're on nothing. We have no ATC at this point. So we're going to be on 122.8. Let's go ahead and dive that in. Go ahead and open up the panel for you. By the way, if you're new to the channel, just consider subscribing to us. 122.8. I try to teach stuff when we do this. No, I wasn't testing the takeoff warning just yet. I have to move the throttles out of the way to get to the panel, so that's what I was doing. Okay, that's all set, ready to go. The VHF panel, we're taking the Colada 2, which really doesn't require anything in terms of, frequency tuning, and chances are going to be over the ocean anyway, so we're not going to need that much. What we are going to do is go to the MCP now and check that out. Come to the MCP, we're going to go ahead and put in 3004. There you go, 3028. 3004. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's one. Duh. If you had the right one, it'd be better for us. There we go. Okay. 3028. That's set, ready to go. We're going to go ahead and click TFC. That opens that. Flight director is going to be coming on our side. We'll be flying the first leg of the day today. And flight director's on their side. All right, we're going to go ahead and set 136 as it's going to be our V2 speed. Or VR 136, V2, excuse me, 136. And course outbound at 102 is about 92 degrees on the heading, and then we're going to go 124. So you can throw this at 92. That's going to be fine. 92. There we go. Heading is set there. Altitude. We're going to climb to an altitude. They have us leveling off. They have us at a top altitude of 5,000. So we're going to drop this to 5. Set. Come across here. That's on as well. We'll leave that blank. Come down here. We'll go ahead and reset the fuel flow. There's nothing there. Engines coming on. Systems are on. And we are going to go to RTO. Now you can see we've got an issue here. See the auto brake disarm? Well, I'm going to go ahead and energize the pan. All I did was turn on the hydraulic pump. I'm going to turn the hydraulic pump off. Okay, and then I'm going to throw it to RTO. So if you're ever wondering, now it's going to do a self-test. We're good to go there. All right, that's good. 3028 is set. We've already done that. Let's go ahead and check that. And check that. Anti-skids in up. That's fine. Again, as the panel light comes on, or as we get pressurized, it'll help. Okay. Take a look at the trim. We're probably going to be running about 7, but I want to make sure that we've got a good payload. And let's go ahead and set our payload, by the way. We got the passengers on board. That's good. All right. So the fun stuff comes here. We're going to put in about 110 bags can fit in the front on this aircraft. Maybe about 100. A little smaller bin than the 300 is. Than the 700. So we're going to do 3,200 in the center. In the forward here, 3,200, almost filling that whole thing up, and then from there we're going to put in. So we had what, 140? We had 130 passengers on the aircraft. Each would have a bag. You would say 4,160 subtract 3,200 brings us to what, 960 pounds that are going aft of bags, plus our cargo. So our cargo is 2,240. 2,240, that gives us 3,200, so that's pretty darn good. That's pretty good. That math really worked out. 2,240 plus...
We're sorting out an issue with someone's baggage. It shouldn't take too long.
Plus 960 gives us 3,200. We are split down the middle, folks. That is even. It doesn't get any more even Steven than that. That's pretty good. 0 fuel rate, 113.1, and that matches my paperwork, so I'm just looking at it right now. So I'm going to put a nice little check mark there, and it's balanced. Look at this, 17.5 on the CG. That is awesome. Doesn't get any better than that. Trim's going to be 6.95. So let's go ahead and set that trim right now. And while I'm at it, I'm actually not going to set. I can set the trim, and I will set the trim, but there's a few things I'm going to do on the throttle quadrant. So let's set the trim while I'm thinking about it. And I'm just going to do this test because I'm setting the trim. I'm going to throw this. This is our main motor. You can't do this. This is the autopilot motor. So if you try to flip this switch, nothing's going to happen. It's not going to stop because it's the autopilot only, right? So the main trim motor is ours. The other one is the autopilot. So if the autopilot's on and starts running away, you would flip that one. Kill the autopilot and then flip that one. What did we say? 6.9? About right there. Okay, good. Hell. Down, 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 one at a time. That's your takeoff warning horn. Good. And you're going to come over here. Brakes are set. We've already done this. Coming across here. I'm going to set this to VMC primary, and I'm going to go IMC primary. I'll set this to 2200. And we'll get ready to go here, folks, very soon. 2200. One last thing we're going to do, we'll check this, make sure it's at 0, and I can't see that far back, so I have to drop back here. 0, 0, all set. Go to the FO, and we're going to click on to that. Hold 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1005. Light goes out. You're going to hear the GPWS test.
Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear.
And that
terrain.
is all
Pull
she
up.
wrote.
Airspeed. Pull. Airspeed. Pull. Sync rate.
The master lights test, yes,
Terrain.
required originator. Make sure you don't have a light out. That's exactly right.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
It's
Too low.
required on
Too low.
first flight
Gear.
of the day.
Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Glide slow.
Bank angle. Bank
Hey,
angle.
thank you. Is Bora Bora on the
100.
list? That's all the way in
50.
Spain, is it?
30. 10.
I think. No, that's not on the list right now.
Wind shear.
Okay,
Wind
time
shear.
check 6:44. We're gonna run
Too low.
checklists. We're gonna
Terrain.
do our briefing right now. I don't have a lot of time
Caution. Terrain.
to do anything else, so let's go ahead and do a.
Terrain. Pull up.
Oh man! Before start checks coming up, let's do a briefing before we do anything. All right, no takeoff alternates to worry about. Special airport information. We're gonna be pushing.
We are ready
out
to go
of,
when you are.
Thank you. We're gonna be pushing off out of Gulf 4 here. Once we push out of the gate, we're going to taxi. We'll only probably do one engine, single engine taxi. I probably can do. This is a 600, so I think we can do pretty well with it. We'll see how it goes on the single engine on this aircraft. Haven't done it yet, but we'll try it. I don't think we're going to really save much time, but we'll try to do a single engine taxi out of Miami for a bit. NOTAMs out of Miami. There's a ton of cranes and issues to worry about. I was looking at the NOTAMs earlier. I'm just going to go with the NOTAMs right now. We'll take a look at SJU. Always want to look at NOTAMs, folks. It's one of those things that definitely gets overlooked, but with Navigraph, you can actually see the NOTAMs now. It's really cool. I'll tell you anything that comes to mind here. It looks all good. We have just a couple of obstructions. Center line markings are kind of obstructed. Some stuff is out of service. 8 right, 26 left, closed. Now that's going to be a big one. 8 right, 26 left is closed. Did we see that? That might be because of the time, but we might be flying on 9 now. So if that's the case, let's take a look really quick at what's going on that. This again is some of the things that you've got to do because we're set up for now. It might be because of the time. Let's see what we've got. When does it close? So that's another thing I need to look for. Effective the 27th of February. What's today? 24th. See, that's why you want to look at this stuff and go, all right, we're good. So we're good now. It's from the, I could have looked right here. 23rd, 22 to 04, 23rd, 2251Z. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, so that would be one of those things where you're like, whoa, wait a minute, we're scheduled for it. That's why you don't want to do that, right? Looks like there's a crane, just GPS, coming across and down. 8 left, localizer, we got a TACAN out of service. GTK is out of service, which is a VOR. Visibility and hats. And you just kind of look at the cranes. We got again another takeoff minimums and obstacle. 8 left. We're good. 9 standard minimum climb. That's
90 traffic. Avianca 9960. Arrival 8 right.
Okay, so we got somebody coming in on 8 right. RNAV RP Zulu 26 left. Doesn't really apply to us. A lot of NOTAMs. Lots and lots of NOTAMs. Just kind of breezing right through them. Just make sure our VKZ is out of service. That's another VOR. And I believe that's in, it's close to here, isn't it? Okay, apron terminal, spot 2, doesn't apply. Localizer 9er, runway 27, runway 12, localizer. Just some changes on the missed approach. Let's look at SIDS. Miami 9 doesn't apply. Let's see here. Nope. Runway 12 again. Oh my gosh, there's so many. It's like almost a book. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Traffic Avianca 9960. Short final runway.
That's all set. Okay, NOTAMs are good. Adverse weather is nothing to speak of. The weather right now is pretty simple. It's 1205. We'll be taking runway 8 right on departure. All right, taxi route, pretty simple, folks. The taxi route, we're just going to go ahead and taxi down Papa straight to 8 right. We're done. Single engine taxi. We'll try to see if we can save some fuel on the taxi out. No hotspot. There is one hotspot we got to worry about by the edge of 8 right 12. So we'll just make sure we're on the right side of the taxiway. We'll be good to go. This is one of those airports that we know pretty well, as this is our base. So good to go. Clearance, we don't need it. Clearance. RTO considerations, we will talk about that. Anything below 80 knots, we'll stop the aircraft. Anything above 80 knots, we're only going to stop on fire, failure, fear, or shear. The airplane's coming apart. We're going to stop the airplane. Brakes, reversers, speed brakes. Let's go ahead and pull off, find out what the heck happened, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and release the air conditioning cart, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the APU right now. Okay, I want you to think of threats. I want you to think of 3 threats while I do the rest of this. All right, we're going to talk about TEM, threat error management, right now. We got the MCP is set, VHF nav radios are good. The FMC routing, we've already looked at that, but let's go ahead and go over it again just really quick. We'll be taking the Colada 2 departure out of here. We're looking at Jamba, Colba, Colada, and then feet wet all the way down till we get to BITAC, and then that's the end of that. And it looks pretty good. There's no discos to worry about, so the FMC route's good. Automation level, we actually will arm LNAV and VNAV for the departure. We won't engage it, we're just going to arm it for flight director guidance. Okay, required climb gradient on this particular deal, we're looking at ground speed, let's say 150-ish. We're looking at about, so you're looking at about 588 with this one. So no problem, nothing to worry about. EFP, there is an engine fire procedure if we had to. If we had an engine fire, I believe there is one here. Yeah, an EFP, we've got an engine failure procedure. We're going to maintain 92 degrees, 25 nautical miles, and hold when above the maximum flap retraction altitude. We'll accelerate and track flaps on schedule. So it's basically straight out to 25 nautical miles, and then we'll hold. Okay? You remember that. Transition altitude is normal at 18,000. Any questions? Okay, no questions. We're looking good on time, folks. Let's go ahead and get the passengers briefed, and then we're going to talk about threats, okay? I want you to do 3 threats. Right? What does the cargo 4824 2019 mean, and how do I load that in the sim brief in the airplane? The cargo is just basically split front and back, so you're looking at 4824 in the front and then 2019 in the back. That's all it is. I'm not admin, but I imagine Bora Bora is years away. Yeah. Oh, it's French Polynesia. It's on the other side. That's all. Yeah, that'd be cool. Also, flight deck angle liftoff greater than that of a 700. There you go. Okay, let's talk about that here in a minute. Let's get into just really quick, get everything going here with the passengers. Oh, standby 1. Let's figure out what it's going to be, what the ride report is. I'll give you a good PA brief here in a minute for the passengers. Oh, it's beautiful. My gosh, you couldn't ask for better than this. The weather's gorgeous over there, right now at least. Yeah. To see. Okay, got everything I need. All right, here we go. Give you a brief. And folks from the flight deck, welcome aboard flight 5801, non-stop service over to San Juan, Puerto Rico, our first flight. Welcome aboard again. Once we're out of the gate here, 2 hours and 14 minutes once we're airborne. The ride should be pretty smooth. Don't expect a lot of turbulence down there. The weather in San Juan right now, it's absolutely beautiful. 75 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Should be a great ride. Great day for an airplane ride down to Puerto Rico. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. All right, there's our PA. PA is good, APU is online. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and do our quick checks. Again, we kind of did a flow. We got a door open here. I was going to turn on our pumps. And packs are off. That's fine. I got to release the fuel truck. I don't know why that fuel truck's still on the aircraft. Okay, that looks good. Alright, let's drop down here. We'll go ahead and remove the ground power since we're on APU. Pop the ground power off. Going to throw the chocks off. Let's get the fuel truck out of there. Detaching right now. Good. There she is. Let's call them up. We get the door closed, and then we get a push. It's in our nice 600. Little small airplane. And then let's do, I want to do some threat and error management here. So right before we leave the gate, I do want to talk about two things actually. Go ahead and operate the jetway. Shoot, I don't want to do that. Dang. Alright, sorry. I wanted to do this. Prepare.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 5801.
Okay, let's
Our
talk
flight
about,
time will be roughly 2 hours and 30 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed.
Okay, we've got Florida birds. The cranes could be a
and verify it is low and tight across your lap.
TCAS and then also the deck angle at liftoff greater than that of a 700.
Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all call.
No, you still want to rotate about 3 degrees per second on the 600. So the rotation's going to be fine. The threats are Florida birds, so we do have birds around. And what's the mitigating risk for that? If we do hit a bird, we're going to continue to climb straight out.
Hello, Captain.
We'll
We're
probably
ready for
level off the
pushback.
nose, run the QRH, because we're going to probably have engine failures or something like that that we'll have to run the QRH for. And then we'll kind of go from there. That's kind of the threat for that. The errors, we can have errors today. What's one of the things that we can have an error on is I'm going to miss something. I'm not
Departure
a
check completed.
robot,
Bypass pin
so
inserted.
things are going to happen. So I need you to be on your toes as FOs, first officers, to tell me what you see wrong. One of the things that we could screw up, there's a lot of things. Let's hope we just catch them before they turn into anything really bad. I know it's easier said than done. But one of the threats, we don't have air traffic control, so radios are going to be paramount. Obviously, we're going to turn on our TCAS here in a minute. That's going to help mitigate that threat. Latent threats, are you tired? Are you well rested? How do you feel? Those are the things that, and yes, I'm well rested, but I'm tired. It's 9 o'clock, so we're leaving late than I would like to leave. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired. So definitely landing is, I think fatigue is going to be a threat for us for sure. We're going to go ahead and click auto-saved route. And that's it. 6:59.
Release parking brakes.
All right, we got the three threats down. Let's go ahead and call. And I do need to check really quick before I do anything. And I want to make sure our microphone device is set for this. I don't know what our microphone is set for, but it should be that. And that should be that. I got to click apply and see if it works. Okay. Let's come up. Miami traffic, Riptide 5801, push, Gulf 4, Miami. All right, 6:59 on the push, here we go.
Commencing push.
Brakes off.
All engines clear. Start at will.
6:59, and I don't know why I didn't hear my, I just did, okay. I'm like, wait a minute, why didn't I hear it? All right, we started our pushback, here we go, right at 7 o'clock. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Well, that's a gorgeous looking airplane, isn't it? That Marlin's got to be flipped the other way, I think. I got to talk to him about that. We got to get that Marlin flipped
Ladies
over.
and gentlemen, please direct your attention
What do you
to the flight
notice
attendant's
cool
first
about
safety
this airplane?
demonstration.
Something
When the
really
seatbelt light
cool
is
about
fastened,
it.
please make sure that your seatbelts are fastened low and
The
tight across your
eyebrows,
lap.
dude.
To fasten,
We got the
insert metal
eyebrows
fittings into one
in
another
there.
and tighten
We
by
took
pulling
them,
on the
we
loose
kept
end of
them
the
in.
strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle.
That's what we
We
did.
suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the entire
Alright,
flight
fire
as
number
you may
2.
experience unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. Start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you, and place it firmly over your
25,
nose
here
and
comes
mouth.
the fuel.
Secure the elastic band behind your head and tighten the straps if necessary. And don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Oxygen is
Gotta
flowing
light
through the
off.
mask, and you can breathe normally.
Now I want you to look at your oil
If
pressure
you're
and make sure
traveling
you
with
got good
children,
oil
now's the
pressure
time to
coming
pick
up.
your favorite one. But secure your mask
Oil
and then
pressure's on
assist
the rise,
others.
lights
Keep
off.
your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When
Looking at the
instructed to
EGT
do
the
so, open
entire
the
time.
plastic
Unlocking
pouch
gear.
and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten.
Starter
To
cutout.
inflate the vest, pull
deal.
firmly on the
Looking for a
red cord
rollback.
only when exiting the aircraft.
Roll back on the
If your
EGT,
life
you'll
vest
start
does
seeing the
not
numbers come
inflate
down. There you go. Got a
automatically,
good
blow
rollback.
into the mouthpieces for manual
Let's go ahead and
inflation.
isolate,
Each vest is
ventilate.
equipped with a whistle and
Tow truck
light.
disconnect.
If necessary,
Bypass
your
pin
seat
removed.
cushion
Oh,
can
that's
be
gonna
used
annoy
as a
me.
secondary
Okay.
flotation device.
Isolate, ventilate.
Pull
We're
the
just
cushion
going
from
to
the
flip
seat,
this
put your
off.
arms
Go
into
to
the
the
straps and
closed.
hug the cushion to your chest.
That's going to help.
Please securely stow your personal items.
then let's
Make
go
sure your
up
seatbelts
to
are
here,
fastened
overhead.
and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright
Generator
position.
2.
We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with,
Propionate, I gotta
disabling,
check
or
that.
destroying
That
the
should
smoke
be not
detectors
auto.
located in the lavatories is prohibited by
Set
law.
there,
All of this
set,
information
set.
and more can be found in the safety card located in the
Okay, I'm
seat
going to
back
throw
in front
on
of
the
you.
battery.
We suggest reading this and let us know if you have
Taxi
any
light
questions. Thank you
and
for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
wing flaps. Here we go. Left, right. We're ready. Ready ready to go here. Reset that. Go ahead and reset that. Also reset that. Okay. Taxi checks coming up. Sorry, I gotta look for it. Where the heck is it? There we go. I gotta change my my stuff here. All right, my track hour is too fast. I want to slow it down a little bit. Generators are on. They are. Propete is on. Come on, you stupid thing. Propete is on. Good deal. Anti-ice is off. It's not required. Flight controls are free. Flaps 1-1 with the green. 1-1 with the green light. Transponder coming on TAR. It's one thing I forgot. That's why we do a checklist. We got electrics, obviously, because we're going to be taxiing a single engine. All right, let's go. Tiller's up. Gotta get plenty of pictures of this guy. Alright. Miami traffic Riptide 5801, taxi runway 8 right via Papa, Miami. Alright, we'll see how this aircraft does on a single taxi. You can see I'm burning it right now. 1.82, I don't like that. That's not what I want. Well, I like those eyebrow windows. Oh, really cool. Beautiful sunrise. You're going to love this. We've got about, what? I think we're probably... We'll have about 3 or 4 aircraft pushing pretty much at this, with all in 5-10 minutes of each other in the morning here.
Ready to go.
Going to different destinations, so pretty cool. See if we can get a good, nice lighted shot here. Let's return this thing and then we'll go ahead and fire it up. Fire up our number 1. Nice. Whew. Running 1.93. Gosh. Doing pretty good though. This little hot rod. Love it. Now it's starting to cook with gas here. Now we're rolling. Nice coastal taxi here. Alright, let's go ahead and fire up number 2. Number 1 coming to ground here. Number 1's on ground. We'll start with number 1 engine. Start pushing down number 2. I should have just started FSLT. I probably could have. I don't want to do it right now, but one of these days I will. 25, here comes the fuel. Fuel's in. Timer start. And there's the light. Timer up. Got to get at least a 2-minute warm up on the engine, on the motor. Let's put in those lights. Okay, attendant notification. Good start on 1, everything looks good. Bus is coming on. APU is off. And I don't recommend what I'm about to do right now. But I'm going to do it right now because the airplane's pretty stable. So we're going to go like this, like that, like that. And then I already set it to continuous. So that's it. Cool looking jet. Alright, let's run our checklist here. Before takeoff, generators are on. Hang on just a minute. Gens are on. Just going to check Gen 1. We've got Gen 2 lit. That looks good. Generators are on. Excuse me. Hold on. Before takeoff. Takeoff config. We've checked it. Packs. Packs are auto. Bleeds are on. Looks clear on my side here. Altimeter set. Recall coming. Good. Let's go ahead and turn on the lights. Miami traffic. Riptide 5801. Taking runway 8 right. Miami. Reaching over. Flipping that. Okay, let's go ahead and arm the LNAV coming armed, VNAV coming armed. 8 right on the pavement. Line it up. Here we go. Throw this down. That'll be nice. Okay, you guys ready to go? 1, 2, 3. Vocal lights, we don't need those. Alright, here we go. Coming up. Armed. 40%. Oh, hang on. Let's just reset this. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, but it's doing it. Toga. Push it down. And we're on the go. knots. 80 knots. Cross check. Looking good.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. $1,000 on the bug. Bug it up. Start return. Laps up. Nice little hot rod here, guys. Accelerating. Alright, let's gonna push this up. Get a nice climb here. I want to just continue our climb all the way up. There we go. At 10 degrees will do it. See if I can keep that trim in there. 37,000, right? All set. 37,000. Autopilot A is on. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Retractable landing lights on. That's off. Let's get outside. Bump there, huh? Now, if you're wondering if this aircraft's going to make this journey, no, it's not. It is not going to make this journey. Let's turn that off. Sorry, I'm gonna go sterile cockpit here. So I gotta go with the rules. Okay, climb check coming in. Let's go turn that timer off. Looks good. Going to Kolba. There's 8,000. I'm getting bounced around pretty good. Let's go ahead and turn on 250. So the whole 250 until we get about 15,000. Then we'll go ahead and accelerate out. I said it wasn't going to be bumpy, but it is. Let's just make sure the climb is good. Alright, delete it. Delete climb 1.
Ladies and
That's pretty
gentlemen, we
bumpy.
are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near
Alright,
the
we're hitting
lavatories.
10,000 feet
This
now, but we're
aircraft is
getting
equipped with
thrashed
onboard
around.
Wi-Fi.
It's
If you wish
pretty
to connect
bumpy.
to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do
So,
offer complimentary in-flight TV
We're
thanks
just
to
going to
our
hold
partners.
this
Connect to the Wi-Fi to
speed
find out more
until we can get to
information.
15,000. By the way, this cabin's got a brand new Neptune interior. You can see how pretty it is. They did a really good job with it. Refurbed cabin. Beautiful, huh? Cool. Let me go inside to this one, maybe? I don't know. Stupid shades down. Shades down. I'm trying to get a good, cool picture here. There we go. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's bumpy. I like that one, dude. Yeah, we're getting bumped around pretty good. Okay, there's 15,000. So we're going to go ahead and accelerate to 270 knots. 280, I'm sorry. We go up to 280 now. We're doing this for turbulent penetration speeds, if you're wondering. We're getting the crap kicked out of us. It's moderate turbulence. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn on the engine start. Because, I mean, we're in turbulence like this. You sometimes want to put them to flight. That's probably what I'll do. Get them on flight, really fire them. You want to do that in turbulence. And we're taking this is moderate turbulence right now. We're getting pretty much roughed up here for sure. Remember I said it's going to be smooth? Well, guess what? I was just joking. It is not smooth. There's nothing smooth about it. Yeah, we're getting thrashed. Look at those wings bouncing. Hey Pops, what's going on? Is it before taxi checklist? Is the first time electrical generators on, or just generator on? Just generators. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if I answered that one. It just says generators. Something really cool about a 737 eyebrow windows. Talking about these eyebrow, they call these eyebrow windows. You're wondering. Really nice. It's old school look. I love it. Actually adds 20 more pounds to the airframe, to tell you the truth. Short little air back here. Yeah. through 18,000. Standard lights coming off. I'd call back in the flight attendants and let them know just delay service until we can get smooth air. I probably could have called the passengers and say, yeah, folks, we're just going to keep the seatbelt signs on for a bit until we can get to some smooth air. It should smooth out, I hope, for us. I don't see any pileups. Doesn't mean nothing, but JR 3000, what's going on? This is a beautiful takeoff, thank you. That's awesome. Pop said, because of Deep Blue, I watched Jaws and Meg. Yeah, pretty cool. Gotta go, good night. We'll see you SS. I'm going. That's awesome, it's fun. Yeah, we're getting thrashed around pretty good. That's not good. How do I record the landings for Instagram that we do? What do I use? A program called, there's a couple of programs. The Sky Dolly I use, which is just an external. You just record the flight and you can record the video. So that's kind of what I use when I do it. Yeah, they're fun. I hope you enjoy those videos. If you're wondering what he's talking about, our Instagram channel, Coastal Airways. I think it's just Coastal Airways is our Instagram tag, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably listed right there. Yeah, Coastal Airways for our Instagram. I usually like to post a video once a week. So if you want to check that out, go for it. Follow us on Instagram. You can see all the news that we've got coming. We've got a lot of news coming out. I gotta watch a hockey game. Ooh, I gotta catch up with my hockey games. You know? I love it. I'm gonna go get a drink of water here. We're still getting beat up. This is not good. 360 pounds in the center tank. What I'll do is I'll open a cross feed, throw one pump off. That's going to help just kind of with the fuel a little bit. Not slouching around in that center tank. Do you folks like this view? Or do you like the one with the engine? You guys tell me what you prefer. Yeah. Yeah. That's light to moderate continuous chop right now. That is not what we want to see. We're gonna have to hunt for some smooth air. 6.8 we can increase. All right, go ahead and increase that to I believe. Plus those winds. This is just upper level jet stream stuff. It's gonna hopefully cool down for us as we get a little bit closer. Got here. Yeah, it's only 6 knots, so it's not like it's crazy winds. The upper levels are pretty flippin' calm. This is just, it's not even a strong jet at this point, so I don't know what's going on. The jet stream's real strong to the north. I mean, it's bad up north. I was in it earlier this week and later in the week, and it was pretty blown hard. I mean, up in the Indiana, Kentucky area, it was, 124 just blowing non-stop. It was rough. We're getting this tailwind that's going to shift down for us, and hopefully we can get some decent rides here. We'll check it out. How's that? As we climb through the altitudes to 370, we'll see what we can do. Got 100 pounds in the center tank. I'm going to throw this thing off. You don't want to run it down to nothing, so you kind of want to like that. So I'm just going to run this off. Now we're burning tanks out of this thing. Fuel in the tanks. Clean up the flight deck here, and that's it. Hey Ryan, what's up, man? What core harbor scenery we have? Default. I mean, there is no core harbor scenery, unfortunately. This is kind of crap for us with that airport. It kind of sucks. You know, when the concept of flying there first came out, it was in FSX or P3D, and we did have scenery for it at Bar Harbor House. But we don't have it anymore. All right, straight ahead is the Bahamas. You can see right there's the Bahamas. You know you're getting to the Caribbean when you see the Bahamas straight ahead. 0.77, that's a little too fast for the turbulent submarine, so we've got to go change over to 0.76. So we've got to back it down to 0.76, unfortunately, until we can get smooth air here. Right now, it's just not happening. So, you know, I don't know what's going on with these upper levels. They're just, I can't imagine with winds being 7 knots, this choppy. You said we were going up in wherever. That's pretty cool. If we're marling with it. Yeah, I do want to flip it. So this one needs to be flipped with decal. A little nose art on the 600s. Pretty cool. All right, 33,000. We're going to climb to 37. Maybe we can get to 39. I'll climb as high as I possibly can. Let's go 390. Let's see if we can get out of this garbage. It's going to reset the MCP. We'll play it by ear. 390 coming up. Hate to leave when you started. It's late when you say, Pops, I'm sorry. It was late. I just knew it. It's one of those deals. Have a great night. We'll see ya. You can watch the landing tomorrow. See how bad I landed. NASA, we're VOR 112.7. 22 for that. There we go. ZQA. I thought that was F-Series. I can't remember what it was in search for. So POS, which is the south position of the radio. Yeah, this is suck. This sucks. Not comfortable for passengers. This kind of ride. Those low levels. Jeez. Yeah, off of work. Hey, quick question. Any thoughts on minimum takeoff fuel? Takeoff fuel. Total move. Yes. Good question. Minimum takeoff fuel. Let's talk about that first. That number is the fuel that you cannot be under when you apply power to takeoff. You have to be over that amount. It's the minimum amount of fuel you can legally take off with. So that's takeoff fuel. That's out of the way. Now the other one is, yeah, sorry John, it's turbulent over here. Takeoff fuel is the, where is it takeoff fuel? That's not right. So minimum takeoff, I know for us we do minimum takeoff fuel, we do maximum planned, and We do minimum plan, maximum plan. Takeoff fuel is probably the same thing. It's the fuel that you would want to have when you apply. I know on our release it says minimum takeoff. We go by minimum takeoff fuel, so that's the amount of fuel, the minimum amount of fuel you need to depart. Okay, minimum planned and maximum plan might be the same because of the landing weight. You might be restricted, and just to give you an idea, our landing weight, we're 200 pounds off of maximum gross landing weight. So for us, it's critical, right? It's a critical thing that we get the right amount of fuel on there. But that's those two numbers, and I don't know what the third one you said. What do you got here? Total loaded fuel. Your total loaded fuel is going to be all of your fuel. So takeoff fuel, I will tell you what takeoff fuel. Takeoff fuel is going to be your fuel minus your taxi, your burn, taxi burn. Does that make sense? That's kind of what you want in the tanks when you depart. Good. Your total fuel is your fuel on board. Is the amount of fuel loaded on your aircraft at the gate. That's going to be your APU burn. That's going to be your taxi burn. That'll be all that fuel loaded in there at the gate, and then you burn those off as the flight continues. You know, you burn the APU, you run the, you know, your taxi fuel. Look at this. Look at that, huh? That's called a little bit of experience. It smooths out. And by the way, with that kind of a deal, what that does to us, right? That really helps the situation a little bit because we're able to go a little quicker, which would be nice. But we'll see. We'll just give it a few minutes, make sure it levels out nice. We kind of get out of those that crap weather. So hopefully that helps you. Ryan says, yep, I'm starting to watch more of my fuel burn on the ground and try to conserve or add extra, especially now with remote de-icing. Very true. Remote de-icing is a thing for sure. You can burn a lot of fuel doing that. So you got to calculate that into your figures as well. I know I flew out of Detroit a couple weeks back and on the line, and I had to do the same thing. I had to do a remote de-ice and had to add about 1,000 pounds of fuel just for sitting there on the fuel pad, on the de-icing pad. So yeah, it's hard because I'm getting close to my minimum takeoff, especially after my de-icing suggestions. Yeah, you got to pad that fuel up. So if you're expecting icing and delays and de-icing, you got to add your taxi, your taxi fuel. You're going to be burning about in the 737 about 500 to 600 pounds, depending on where you're going and how long that burn is going to take on that taxi. De-icing, you could burn. I'm thinking an idle. I'd put in 1,000 pounds of fuel just for de-icing. I know you're run one engine. That's what I did. I only ran one engine while we de-iced, and then I just kept the other one off because there's no point burning two of them. So I did a single engine taxi to the ice pad. That was it. So those are the kind of things that help. And I know from us at Coastal, all that's calculated. So my gosh, we've got to save as much fuel as we can, especially out of LaGuardia. It is rough. All right, folks, I think we're out of the crap. I say that now. I always like getting these shots over the islands. It's pretty. We can get a good one on this side. Some down here. What do we got? And one last thing. No, I don't think Coastal's getting the BBJ. I don't think it's in our cards. That's for sure. Stand by.
Folks from the flight deck, we're at a cruising altitude of 39,000 feet. The air pretty much smoothed out on us. We're going to go ahead and turn off the seatbelt sign. Right now, the weather in San Juan, Puerto Rico is 75 degrees. I show about an hour and 50 minutes until we arrive. Winds are out of the east, about 11 knots, 15 miles an hour or so. Right now, if you do remain seated, keep that seatbelt fastened just in case we get any rough air. Thanks for watching the FSBN channel. Always subscribe to the channel, helps. Thanks.
Alright. There's your
The
PA.
flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when seated in case of unexpected turbulence.
Alright, you see the, that's the Bahama Islands. You're going to see the Bahamas. And that's another thing, folks. I really want to service Nassau. Let me tell you something. How expensive it is. It's a lot of money. So is
In a few moments, our lovely flight attendants will be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary
we'll
drinks
probably
and
go
snacks.
there, but
Premium
later
drinks are
get
available
more
for a small
pilots
charge.
on.
Please note, we only accept credit cards.
Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my lighting. I'm going to need them on now. So I'm going to turn them off. And I'm going to turn these off. Turn this light off here. Go. Good. All right. So, what do we got going on? Nothing. Let's go like that. Nice. Now we just sit back, relax, and monitor the airplane. This is, like I said, this airplane's going to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and it's staying there. I've got 4 of these 600s, so I know 2 are going to be permanently based out of San Juan. I don't think it's going to, San Juan's probably not going to be a crew base, so day 1, you're looking like this. The pilot's probably going to take it out of, it won't be a 600, it'll be an 800 out of San Juan. They're actually going to do 2 flights from Miami to San Juan. One at 700, one at 800. So we'll do a day schedule with the, you figure the 700 will fly down to San Juan probably early. So we'll have one in the morning, one in the afternoonish, a little later, I should say. And they'll go from Miami to San Juan. The 700 will go from San Juan probably back to the north, maybe San Juan to back to Miami, and then we'll do another little day day trips. That'll be a day run. And then the other be a 3 or 4 day trip. It's going to be a Caribbean thing. So we'll go from Miami to San Juan at 800. We'll change planes at San Juan. We'll probably jump into 600 and then we'll bounce around the Caribbean with the 600 for day 1 and 2. So day 2 you're going to be in the Caribbean as well, just doing a whole bunch of island hops. And then day 3 or 4 you'll work your way back to Miami. Pretty cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool things. I just finished one whole trip on a proving flight I did for Coastal, which will release here in about a week or two. 2 new 700s coming online. We've got the Great White Shark, which is deep blue. That's going to come online for our folks. We got, I believe, High Tide or Deep Tide is going to be released as well. So we got 2 new 700s there that are going to run the new destinations. And we've opened brand new destinations. We're going to, get ready for this, we're going to New Orleans, Indianapolis, which is cool. And so those 2 new destinations, and the last one is Fort Myers. So we've opened 3 new destinations, and the flight is going to be from Miami to New Orleans, and we go New Orleans to Destin VPS. It's a quick flight. You're looking at 50 minutes, really fast one. And then from VPS up to Indy, which is going to be our focus city for now, could be a crew base in the future. Then from Indy, we go from Indianapolis, same day, up to Detroit and back. So that's a long day 1. Day 1, that's 5 legs. You're pushing. But it's nice. I mean, there's some short legs. There's some fast turns, or 30-minute turns, and then we'll give you a 45-minute break at Indy where you can stretch your legs and take lunch. And then you fly 2 quick legs down to Detroit and back. Those are 2 an hour each way. Ryan says, great, yeah, I think Simply default is 20 minutes out and 5 in. Yeah, you can do that too. You can add 30 or 40 minutes on the ground, for sure. You've got to factor in taxi time to and from that hold pad, plus the time sitting idle, plus the taxi time to and from. So, all that. All right, day 2, on the new route we're doing, day 2's back the other way you came. So day 2, we go from the overnight in Indy, and then we go from Indy to, in the morning, to Destin, and then over to New Orleans, and then to Fort Myers. So a shorter day than day 1. You're only doing 3 legs on day 2, so you're done in Fort Myers. You have a 24-hour stay in Fort Myers, which is really nice. So you get to stay in Fort Myers for 24 hours, and then day 3 is a PM trip, and you'll be on the PM. So day 1 and 2 you're on an AM schedule, day 3 you're on a PM schedule, which is cool because you get a 24-hour rest break, so you can sleep and get rested. And then day 3 you fly from, by the way, we just passed Nassau, it's behind us. Day 3, pretty much going to be feet wet all the way down until we can get to, gosh, this is all the Bahamas. Day 3 goes from Fort Myers direct to New Orleans in the afternoon. I think we take off at 1400, so 2 o'clock. You go Fort Myers to New Orleans, and then New Orleans to Indy. You land, you take off at Indy about 8 p.m. Again, nice little break in Indy, and then you land back to Miami on day 3. So you do this nice little triangle, nice long leg, longer legs. You know, probably about an hour and 50 minutes on that last one. Well, it's 2 hours and 50 minutes on the last one, so it's a little longer. But Indy to Miami, you have to connect them. That's what we got coming up. Yeah, Ryan. Destination 7. Awesome. Yeah, that's right. they take a long time to develop. It's not something that we just throw darts on and say, oh, let's fly here. I want to fly here. I'm looking. There is no nonstop from Fort Myers to New Orleans. You know, and then you can connect New Orleans to Destin up to Indy. So you're kind of going point to point up to Indianapolis, which is nice. And I get leisure to leisure is not really good, but there's a lot of competition out there. So you figure people leaving New Orleans, they could go direct to Indy as well, which we do on day 3, right? So we'll go from Fort Myers to New Orleans to Indianapolis. So let's say you want to go to Indy from Fort Myers, and you didn't want to. I think Frontier flies in. Nothing like a good New York FNO for your LOE. Oh my gosh. You have FNO up in the Northeast and you're doing your LOE. Good for you, dude. That's awesome. I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to watch it. It's going to be good. Normally, on these proving flights, I don't usually do like money, you know, so like revenue generating, I wouldn't do usually on a proving flight, but on this particular one, I'm going to, just because I wanted to, because number one, I want to make money for the airline. I haven't been able to fly, you know, but hold all those legs. It takes a while to develop them, but because this is a 600, it's not going to be a traditional aircraft on this leg. This is going to be an 800 and a 700 that flies this thing. But we have to position the 600 down here. I'll do it again with another 600. We'll fly it down. I got to get all 4 of them down. So probably going to be 4 of our 600s down. I don't know. I'm trying to think if we could smash it with 2. We might be able to really canvas the whole area with 2 of them. But there's a lot of airports down here that we want to really fly to. Bahamas and all those good stuff. I thought New York looked extra busy than it looked on the website. Sure enough, there's the JFK. That's awesome. Well, I should be flying those the FNO flights. I'm going to eat my donut. Just stand by as I chew. I'm just going to go off camera. I'm still here. I'm just going to go off camera. So don't miss much. That's crazy. And before I'm chewing here, hoping I get before they go offline to New York direct. I'd like to hear, you know, check on the letter, but that's okay. Even if we got a little bit of sample, that's fine. That's awesome. I'm excited for you. Get you released. Also, another thing, let me ask you a question, folks. Would you rather, what view would you rather, right? Would you rather, while I'm eating, I want to take a poll. Would you rather this wing view, or would you rather me move it up a little bit so you can see the engine as well, but you're not going to see the flap really good. So either that view or something like there's that bulkhead there, or something like that. You tell me what view you like the best, and we're gonna kind of go there. So Ryan said he likes the engine views. All right. You're not going to see the flap come down. That's the only issue with these views like that. But I'm with you too. I don't know which one I like better. The engine view or the wing view. Tend to agree with. You know, which one you like better? No. Can't go wrong with looking at a gold nugget, right? That's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the engine view like this. You got the engine and the wing, and you can see the spoilers coming up. You just won't see the flap coming out. You can see the slats coming in. The 700's cool. It's a little longer wing, so it makes it a little nicer. Makes it a little easier to see. And I wonder if I can pull that. Up just slightly. Kind of, if we were up, right, it's kind of like look down to get on these things, but yeah, it cuts everything off. The one thing I really like was it's down, you know. Unfortunately, the stupid window shade is down. I can't really get in there. I think that's a pretty cool shot right there. Maybe. Anyway. Nice smooth air, we'll take it, right? I could set this camera view if you'd like. All right, let's do this. Let me set this camera view. So we're looking at 8 and 10. So control F10 and we'll lock in there. All right. So this is the wing view. This is the engine. tend not to like the aft views very much because you can't really. I mean, we're flying almost 600. That's what you're really going to see. You're not going to see much, right? It's kind of the back end of it. Almost at the back bulkhead, too. I mean, it's based on what's out the window and what side stuff is showing landing, parting, and time going to the wing or aft. Yeah. Hard, difficult to say. How about we leave both? How about we leave one there, one there? A little different view. I like that. Now I know the airplane's shaking here. That's kind of weird because it's turbulent, I think. Getting a lot of bumps going on. It's not bumping around, it's just. Drone shot, let's get a couple drones. Let's get a few drone shots. Getting some photos, right? Well, I'm taking too many photos. Alright, here we go. Good shot. Alright, where are we, folks? We're getting close. We've got under. It's weird. I'm looking at the cockpit and we're getting bumped around, but things are solid, so go off with that tilt. And that could be called FS ballistic. Camera simulates you sitting down, bumping around a little bit, but I'm sure there's a little bit of turbulence going on. I can see that. Yeah, it's not enough to turn the sequence on. That's for sure. There's the Bahamas down there. I think I like this view, to be honest. That's like turbulence we're starting to get. Not enough. It's flexing. Not enough yet. Just a little bit. So, little cat. Over the nose, the Bahamas. We've got a couple of airports that we could land on. Let's see if we've got issues. You know, I would love to get one of those. Does it simulate that? Like, I know there's a butt kicker out there. I'm not doing that much. Because that would be really good. Yeah, I guess now it's moved enough where I'm like, it's starting to get nasty. You can see the wing not flexing. It's just. You can see the camera is shaking a little bit. Maybe these are washboards. It's not. It looks nasty from the flight deck. And you can see it just kind of. Let's go outside and see. Well, New York Control is actually abitted by the end time of the event. 05 and logged off. That's fine. Yeah, I've been heard about kicking the team to That's cool. No, Denali, you're fine, man. No worries. I'm sure you got. Did you get anything coming out of there? That would cause me to turn the seatbelts on. But that looks a heck of a lot worse than that. Like, now I'm starting to see it. Just a little bit, but again, this is super like washboards. Like vibration. You know, not even. It's not even enough turbulence to. Like if the wing was like shaking, and you'd be like, yeah, okay, now we're talking. We gotta kick the wing on, the lights on. But the flight deck, I think, is much more exaggerated than what's really going on. It just looks really bad. And turbulence really doesn't act like that. So it's just because of the wind. You see the wind just all over the place. It's trying to hunt for the wind. Kind of what this is. Alright, MYMM. Not a good alternate? MYMM. If we had to go to an alternate, what the heck was that? MYMM. That's a cool thing. We can just go like this, click this. Is it MYAP or MYMM? MYMM. Let's see what that's about. My Iguana, it's like a middle of nowhere. They've got a long runway and it's 6,700 feet long. I'm talking, if we had an issue, we could plant it there. That'll work. Plenty of room for a 600. So that's a good alternative airport. And there's MPVB. That is right there, Providenciales. Let's see if we can get it. Here. 7. Tip off the turn. That on. That's weird. I have to take a screenshot of that. Let's see if we can get it better. There we go. It started to straighten up and fly around. I just had to reset my charts. Man, it looks really nasty, doesn't it? That's light turbulence right there. You can see the wing starting to flex just a little bit. It's enough to, yeah, that's enough to kick it. That's slow start. Rats.
Hey folks, from the flight deck, we're going to go ahead and turn on the seatbelt sign. We're starting to get a little bit of turbulence here. Seatbelt sign's coming on. Please take your seats, thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame, huh? You gotta pull it back to 0.76 and then ride the bumps. I can't get a ride report, so I don't know how it is, lower or higher or anything else like that, but not fun. Okay. Give you an idea of where the heck we are. Providence, Cialis, 115.6. We're getting close to that. I think we know we're close. 156. There we go. You can see we're probably about 101 miles to Providence, Cialis. You can probably see it on the windscreen. Just right ahead there. Not that island. That's going to be the MIA-SJU, I think it's called. MIA-SJU. And then the next one after that is Providence, Cialis, which is right there. If we needed to, we can go there and set her down. No problem. No issue. I show an on-time arrival still. Just about an hour and 20 minutes from now, a little less than that. So maybe an hour and 15 minutes to go. We'll start getting busier. Okay, I'm going to look at some San Juan NOTAMs. We got obstacle pole. You know, this turbulence is just enough to suck, just enough to slow down. It's not really bad enough to, you know, we're going to ride this out a little bit to see if we can catch better weather, or all altitudes going to suck like this. We can try 410, kind of go service ceiling and see how we do. That's a possibility if we can get up to 410. See, but again, if it is bumpy like this, our buffer, you know, our buffer is going to be really tight. Do that. So I got to kind of play it by ear here. I think in the next 15 minutes of this crap, if we can't get it to smooth out, we're going to be pushing that max. We can't even go up to max. So we're stuck at 390, or we descend. We got about 360 miles to top of descent. We'll start doing our planning here shortly in San Juan. All right, back to the NOTAMs. We've got just runway markings, Juliet 7, ILS, airport information. San Juan. Let's take a look at our taxi. Look at our gates and find out what gate we're actually stop at. I think we could go to gate Alpha 1 Bravo 2 area. Bravo 2 would be a good one. American uses the other side of the airport. But Bravo 2 maybe is going to be a good gate for us. We'll have to play it by ear. I got to plan that as well. All right, let's set the timer. How's that? Let's go ahead, set our timer. Now, you know the lower altitudes are crappy too, and that's where we came from. So I'm just going to set up our time. We're still bumping around in 15 minutes. We're going to try to hunt for an altitude. We can catch an altitude. It's going to be better than this. LaGuardia is doing North X-ray 31, which means a loop around net coming in from the north. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. Really cool scenery there. Take advantage of that. I miss flying the line. How's that? I miss flying actual line flights again. I'm so busy doing new routes. I can't fly the dang line. Kind of a shame. I'm trying. I think when hockey season ends, it's going to be a little bit better for me. All right. Let's see here. SJU nav ILS runway 10 localizer unusable, so you can't use the localizer. Runway 826. Let's see here. That's standard. SJU nav tack in. Azimuth is unusable. Or AMZ, I'm sorry. So taxiways are closed. Taxiway hotel between taxiway hotel 3 and taxiway 4 non-movement area. Okay. So that affects us at all. Good. Taxiway hotel 3 is closed. Alright, that's all the way by runway 10. It's not going to affect us. That's a corner. Taxiway Hotel 2 is closed. Okay. Taxiway Charlie between Taxiway Bravo and Taxiway Hotel closed. Got it. Not going to affect us. VOR attack in runway 8, amended 1 Alpha. All category C visibility 1 1/4. We're good. Doesn't apply today. Something here, category C and D, 1 1/3, 3/8, circular cats. That's good. Taxiway Sierra, between approach end of the runway, it's taxiway 8 closed. Got it. Good. Okay. Taxiway Hotel H1 3 closed. Okay. I see what it is. That's fine. Taxiway S3 is closed. It's on the other side of the runway. I don't care. That's it. A bunch of taxiway closures. Really, nothing's going to affect us. Let's see that. Not bad. So we were out at 7. I got to write these times down. Okay, folks, I think about 10 minutes we might have to start a descent and see if we can get better air. I don't know. We go to 37, see if it's any better. If it's not, then we're going to be kind of stuck at a lower altitude, and we kind of don't want to do that. So I'm kind of trying to wait to 410, but it's just enough to suck. It's not too bad, but it's enough to, yeah, it's just enough to make it stinky. A little bit of stank. That's not too bad. It's light. It's light. Light continuous. I mean, I still have the flight attendants on. No problem. All right. You can see Providenciales over the nose. There it is. Get close. It's the island over here. Not this island. This is the big island we're talking about. I'll get you on the FO side and take a look at it. Right off the nose, right in that A-frame area. That's what it's going to be. Is pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to stretch my legs and then come back. We'll start planning here for the arrival into San Juan, Puerto Rico. 114.2. There's going to be Grand Turk. That's the next VOR that I'm kind of going to tune into. It's about 100 miles away. If I come back and it's still bouncing around, then we'll have to we can plan on descent to 370. We'll see if it's better on that altitude or not. It might be, it might not be. Well, Cap, gonna go to the crew rest. I'll catch the rest of the morning. See ya. Hey, thanks, man. Take care, Ryan. I'll hopefully catch one of your flights here soon too. I know you were flying in the Salt Lake with that weather. Must have been fun. Cool. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Getting the sun glare. You'd have your checklist right there, and you're blocking the sun. There's Providenciales. There's a lagoon. We took the seaplane. We went to here, took the seaplane in here. We went all the way down to the Caribbean with the seaplane. Look at that. That was fun. That was a cool ride. Alright, I'm going to stretch them up. And then we'll come back and check everything. I'll be right back. Yeah, we're still bouncing around. There's that's gonna suck. It's been 18 minutes of this stuff, huh? I don't like it. Let's try to get out of it. I'm gonna try to descend. I don't know if we can climb out of it. It's just enough to. It's just enough to be a pain in the neck. Huh? Let's see. What do we got on top of descent before we? Let's see. We got 212 miles. Top of the descent. I could descend down to 28,000, 37,000, which was altitude. Let's go ahead and try to drop it down to 37,000. So let's go ahead and see if we can hunt for better altitude. Let's go 370. We'll start that descent right now. We're going to reset our MCP, 370. Here we go. See if we can hunt for that better altitude. It's going to help us out a little bit. I doubt it, but we'll try. We'll see if that is going to work for us. We'll go ahead and get a weather update here shortly. Boy, that sucks. Huh? Sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. I mean, it is turbulence, it is bumpy, it's light, but it's light continuous. There's no, there's no easy way to really hard when you don't have any pilot reports. You don't know what altitude is going to work for you. You just, I think all altitude is going to suck right now. There's just nothing we can do about it. Let's try something here. I'm trying to look at some stuff. So I'm trying to look to get a better forecast on the turbulence. So. Trying something. I'm trying to see if I can find a path turbulence. The thing about fly, the one that I use, fly forecast, the only issue with it is it's only US. It's not coverage, which is a problem. We're sitting here up and around in turbulence like this. It was 23 minutes of this crap. There's just nothing. And it's, again, look at it. It's not like it's extreme. It's just enough to. It's just enough to keep the seatbelts on. There's really nothing you can do. Not that either. Pricing. There's a this is all emissions. Anyway, I'm trying to find something that's going to work. It's terrible. Really nothing really good. Over coverage. All it is it gives you pyreps. It's kind of a mute point. Nothing you can do. It's stuck. You won't want to climb. You burn more fuel climbing than anything else. Alright, we're just going to let it go. We got about 145 miles top of descent, so let's go ahead and start planning for the descent and planning into San Juan. Let's go get a weather update. I got a pretty 10-minute leeway for the weather, but go ahead and check it out. Let's go get the latest and greatest weather. We've got some rain approaching. So we've got the forecast right now. It's gusty. Alright, so right now 060 at 12, gusty 21. South. 9 sets, your miles of light rain. Scattered clouds. 020 scattered layer at 027. Broken 44. There's a silly. We got 25 over 22. I'll take the 30. So it looks like this is an hour old, so I'm waiting for the update. There should be an update these here soon. And when that happens, we'll be able to kind of calculate what it's doing. Right now, I'm just going to sit back. Let's look at our gross weight right now, just on the aircraft. That's going to change too. That's 124. Maximum landing weight on this aircraft. There's 6 of them. Just some differences there. Max landing weight is 121. 5, so we're over quite a bit. So we've got to burn 2,000 pounds of fuel. So I'm going to say 122, so we're just slightly. That's okay. Worst case scenario. It's an overweight landing. It's not very much case factors. So TJ, SJ, wind right now says 06012. It's just about an hour more. Just okay, off to the FO side, you can see kind of the wind screen maybe. There's a line down there. And we're passing it now. It's going to be Haiti. So if something happened, we can just turn the airplane over and plan. Put a con or something like that. Which is another one. We're getting close. We're getting very close. You can see the mountain range. See the mountain range. See it better over here. You see the mountain ranges up there. 55, so make sure that comes out short. Get ready. I'm tired. All right, that's a threat. Fatigue, right? Fatigue setting in for me. I'm tired. This is a late flight. I'm just taking off this thing. So, one of the threats is going to be fatigue, bad decision making, bad ADM skills. So, we need you, as first officers, to really, if you see it go around, it should happen. You need to go around, and that's going to be our little trigger word for that is what was saying this? The pilot lights on. Yeah. There's a gas leak and the pilot lights on. That's going to be going on top of it. Nothing on the weather. I'm going to plan weather here in about 3 minutes. If it doesn't update here in 3 minutes, I'm just going to go over this stuff. Update it as we go. They're calling light rain. Let's see how it goes here. Oh, I'm tired. Whew. That's why I like these 167 miles to the island. The same one. Let's shut up the stop that clock. Take this. I just want to fall asleep. Come on, dude. I'm just going to play that with it now. How's that? That should update. Alright, it did update. Okay, we got a new update weather here. We got winds 080 at 11. 10 statute mile visibility. We have a scattered glare. 022. We have a scattered glare at 031. Broken glare at 200. Okay. 24 over 22 at 230. This one's over. Okay, good. So the rain is kind of gonzo, which is good for us. We're going to flat 30. We're going to plan on runway 8 is in use. Approaches visual approach is 8 in use. Visual approach is 10 in use. Use RNAV approaches runway 10 in use, departing runway 8 routes. Okay. So I'll plan on the RNAV to 8, excuse me, RNAV to 10. Landing rate, I'm going to say 122. We'll calculate with 5. That's right, let's go. 125. Landing rate. Is that the new? Oh yeah, no, that's gotta go. That's gotta go. We can't do that. Let's go to PNBG setup, aircraft, equipment. classic radio guys. One more thing we have to do is... No. So 121, roughly. What do you want me to do here? We do auto brake 3, auto brake 2. That's why is it telling me? Okay, we're gonna go auto brake 3, brings us up to 5,000 feet, 5,100 feet on the landing distance available. This gives us to 8,000 on that runway. Auto brake 2, 66. That's fine. So we're gonna go auto brake 2 with flap 30, 131. I'm going to try to just say, okay, let's see if we went to 22,000. I know we're overboard, so I get it. What can we do for that's fine. Okay. So let's go ahead and plan flap 30. There we go. We got to get that kind of that gross weight down. Get it down. Nice. Still seeing 4C happen. 3C. And there's the changeover 09011. It's going to get a descent. Forecast going. We're rest those winds in. Green ended 11 after the hour. So 302. Okay, we'll go 302 right in. We'll start dialing in our let's start dialing in our approach. I'm going to go to construction mode. See with construction, got all that north side is construction. So we're good on our side. 10 is so let's go ahead and go to approaches. We're at 10. We can't use the ILS as our service, so we're going to use just a straight up GPS visual to 10. Just go ILS 10, we're going to do that. We're going to be ran 10, and just the 10 rotor stabilization. So that's it. We're not going to do a hold though, so we're just going to go straight up to 10 holds. Straight up to 10. Let's put it on the fixed page. /15 /5 who and what? We said Bravo Alpha 8. I'd like to see something. Who's using Alpha 8? Normally I get like a whole bunch of like airport documents from the actual authorities, but in the case Airline actually outsources their data to their management to another third-party company in Mexico. So it's okay. Trying to see what who uses what. Gosh, that's crazy. Don't know, like some guy came in and about ruined everything approaching JFK about 10,000 feet lower than what we should have been. Some faster completion. Nice. Good. That's what it's all about, flying into Northeast. You never know what's going to happen. You just never know. It's very much like that. I think I'm going to go to Delta Gates. I think that's going to happen next. Yeah, we're going to use the Delta Gates first. I thought American uses Delta. Okay, well, that's what we're going to do. Looks like we'll go, we'll have to pivot and go a good runway here. descent. Let my head down too much. No big deal. So when we go ahead like this, we're going to crank it down and just boop, tell the starter to descend down into the area. That's what we're doing. Beano 3. Okay, we're on the descent, folks. We're headed down. 2,000 feet. Below where we need to be. That's okay. We could land runway 10. It's going to be a quicker taxi for us.
To assist with customs at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
Alright, stop that.
Folks from the flight deck, your captain speaking. We're going to go ahead and turn on the seatbelt sign. The seatbelt sign's already on. We've started our descent into the area into San Juan. The weather in San Juan right now, 10 miles visibility. We have some scattered clouds there, a little low. Light winds, pretty much out of the east at about 15 mile an hour. Should have me on the ground here in about 20 minutes. Looks like our gate will be the Delta gates. Thanks for watching the FSBN channel.
Alright folks, we're down in the, headed down in Puerto Rico, San Juan area. I'm thinking about changing the runway over. It's going to be better if we land on runway 8 instead of 10. 10's the south side of the airport. 8's going to be better for us, so I might go ahead and pivot and switch. Which I'm going to do now. It's just going to save us some taxi time. They are using that runway, so we are going to use that runway. So runway 8 it is. Let's go ahead and just tell it. Runway 8 instead. So click arrivals. We'll go Beano 8. And I don't think there was any transition, was there? It was just no transition time. So the Beano 3, and that's going to be pretty much it. The thinner transition, so we'll execute and go this. We've got Beano's Beano Millet Listen. And instead of the listen, so it changes to 8. On there, transition. Transition, which is going to be once again, Beano, Millet, and from there, it's going to be the thinner, the that's T-N-N-E-R. So T-N-N-E-R. Instead of resin, we're going to go there, so I'm just going to throw that in there. Thinner. Well, it'd be about 6,000 above. It is. Click on the next page. You can see runway 8. Oh, we got Wesson. We could have hooked up to Wesson, which we still can do. Just go thinner than Wesson. From Wesson, okay. Just kind of sync that discontinuity up there. There we go. changing a lot of things. Just go click the fix page. Everything else is the same with the fix. Let's turn this off. How much plate does the entire ride? We're 1,400 feet, so one thing you can do, just pop the brakes. And that'll help increase the descent rate, kind of catch profile. So we're going to go Beano at 11,000 on altitude. No problem. I'm going to brake on 2. So yeah, now we're catching profile. The airplane's starting to speed up. We're starting to drop. Said hello, just got home from work. What's up, Gary? What did I miss? Nothing much, man. Just a whole bunch of turbulence. That's about it. You missed. I don't think you missed the best part. It's coming up. Now, let me just make sure I've got runway 8 ready to go here. 1103. Set. Course inbound 078. And we've got our REF at 131. Welcome, Gary. I'm tired. Looks like it's getting ready to land here. We're taking this aircraft. This is a 600. We're taking it down into San Juan. It's going to be based in San Juan, so it's not far back to the States. It's just going to be one of our Caribbean aircraft. We're going to have 4 of these bad boys positioned in San Juan, probably right now. Pretty cool. We got a target there. I'll have to make the radio call. Descent. Looking at touching zone 9. Past 18,000. Let's go. Okay, lights are on. Those are on. Descent checks coming. Look at the wind. Now we're out of the crap. Yeah. Okay, altimeters and bugs are set and cross-checked on bugs. VREF and V target. We've got ref 131 set. Auto brake is on 2. Start switches are on. Recall completed. Descent checklist is complete. Bear says, I wish I could take over for you. You look tired. I am tired, but I wish you could take over for me too. It'd be awesome. I would love, I'm telling you, one of these days I would love to do shared cockpit every week. It'd be awesome. We'd alternate flights for sure. It'd be really cool. Terrain is on Beano 3. Just tell me one of those planes. San Juan traffic, riptime 5801, descending to 11,000. Beano, expected runway 8, San Juan. Okay, seatbelts are on already. Once we land, we're going to go ahead and land on runway 8. I want to taxi off on Sierra 5. I think we can make Sierra 5. I don't think that's one of the taxi ways. It's closed. Sierra 3 and Sierra 4 are closed. We can make Sierra 5. That'll be really nice. That is a hot spot on the way. Runway incursion hotspot. Caution be alert when entering the depicted areas. 10-9A for hotspots. We're going to be taxiing off the runway, so that's fine. We're going to D gates. It looks like we can take Delta 9. Delta 9. I think that's a pretty good one for us. Kind of over. Plus 22. Here's 11,000. 6,000 coming up. 6,000. Got that target there. .503 completed. Woo. All right, I'm gonna watch your 501. Let's go ahead and set something up for the rest of the check routes. For the one check route, we got one more flight to go. We're done. Congratulations. I'm excited to get you on the way. Primary IMC. IMC.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Not like it is up in altitude. Okay, I got a target hanging off just to the south of the, west of the airport. I don't know what he's doing. He's on a descent as well. I just don't know what he's taking behind him. So that's good. There is terrain here. Looks like the MSA is 2,800 from where we're coming from to the south of the airport is 5,400. It's a little more unforgiving down there as on the mountains. What we want to do on this approach is climb straight to 2,000 feet. We're going to make a left turn over the ocean. And we'll hold at DD. Kind of figure out what's wrong, maybe troubleshoot, get the airplane stable, and go from there. 3 threats that I'm going to talk about. One is fatigue. I'm tired, so I'm going to use you as my guide. If it doesn't look right or something stupid, I'm going to say go around, pilot lights on, and I'm not going to ask questions. At that point, I'm just going to apply the power and we're going to get out of Dodge, okay? And we'll ascertain what kind of fuel we've got. We have plenty of gas right now in the airplane. We have upwards of 9,000 pounds, so had to go missed. We can go there. We don't have an alternate destination, but we could probably slap it in the hold for 15 minutes and then maybe head out to St. Thomas if we needed to. And for some dumb reason we can't get in here. The winds are 0 to 11, so I'll be watching those winds a little bit. That target can probably a mess. Okay. Any comments concerning cheap shots? There's the time. It'll be it's gonna be an ILS backed up. It'll be a visual backed up ILS 110.114.0. So one threat we talked about. We talked about the other threat. Fatigue we talked about. To mitigate that, you're gonna help me out on that, right? From there, we've got Wesson 3200. So once we get to 6,000, we're gonna go down to 3,200. So we verify that is set at 3,200. Good to go. Double checked. I'm going to turn the position off. I'll make a call here just in the middle of basic note. 078, 078. All set, ready to go. Matchstick for your eyes work. Matchsticks. That's right. That's right, man. I expect the bumps now as we get over the terrain. Might be a little bumpy.
Someone traffic number 238 Quebec Sierra on final runway 08.
Alright, cool. Final 08, Quebec Sierra, where he is. I got him. He's not fat. Wow, look at this. There's going to be San Juan, the city of San Juan's down here. There's going to be a fort right there. I told you, right when we get over the ground, we're going to start hitting bumps. Was I kidding or what? You get the thermals, right? The thermals over the hot climates, you start getting these bumps, you get the turbulence going on, those thermals pick up. Over the ocean, it's not bad, but man, when you get over land, there's the bumps. It's Mountain One. Quick's coming out just for a little bit. Old town Puerto Rico right here. This is really cool. You can see the city of Puerto Rico here. There's going to be right there is the fort. If you ever take a look at it, the town is really cool. San Juan traffic, Riptide 5801, turning base leg for runway 8. San Juan. Okay, flaps.
San Juan traffic number 238 Quebec Sierra, 3 miles, final runway 8.
SM1 traffic, Riptide 5801, turning final runway 8. About 7 miles up. Better start slowing
Roger
down.
there.
You're... I gotta start slowing down for this guy. I could sidestep to 10 if we need to. No, he's in the flag. We're doing this to slow the aircraft down, right? Lap 15. Final. Lights. Check this. We gotta go down. Minimum speed. Come on, airplane. You gotta slow down. Just cutting a little close for me. She doesn't slow down like a 700 does. I expect a little bit better performance on that. Flap 30, here we go. Landing checks. Like the front checklist. Just dandy. Okay, before landing, speed brakes are armed with the green light. Gear is down 3. Flaps 30 green. About 3 mile an hour. SM1 traffic, Riptide 5801, 3 mile final, runway 8. Yeah, it's a little bit bumpy, folks. Let's go ahead and take over. I got the airplane. Coming on that side. This is a really cool airport. And for those of you who are going to be future pilots of ours, get used to this airport. Downdraft. We put the trees over there.
Wide slope, wide slope, wide slope, wide slope.
Correct. Brakes, reversers. Let's go good with the next one. Slam on the brake. .62 knots. All right, I got the airplane. Brake's mine. Sierra 8. Sierra 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 9:23 a.m. and it's currently about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for
Look
flying
at
with
that,
us.
CRJ. That's where we took our MV-80, remember that? Oh, hold on. Jam on the brake a little bit. There we go. Alright, let's get off, we'll get a picture. And then we'll clean it up. Welcome to San Juan, folks. One thing the 600 doesn't like to do is slow down. It's not like the 700 where I know on the 700 I can slap down flap 15 and slow it down, and that's because of the wing. If you're ever wondering why that is the wingspan on the 600 is really short, and the 700 is really, it's probably the perfect size for that aircraft. And there's a lot more flap, a surface area essentially to slow down. So it's disproportionate, you know what I mean? You got some teeny flaps on there, the whole 9 yards, that will hurt the thing just a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Good. Alright. Got an American at the gate. Nicely done. I missed the HGS. Yeah, you'll get there, man. You'll get to do the HGS when you upgrade. It's a good little, it's a nice little airplane. This is let's go ahead down Delta, I want to say Delta 9. That's where we're going. If you're coming online.
Told me it was the water. It was the butter.
What happened? Say what? So from what I can see in real life, Cape Air is using the Delta gates. The Spirit and everybody's on the other side. Alright, so let's go ahead and GSX this thing. We're going to go Delta. And they're doing construction all over here right now. Okay, let's cut it off. Taxi's off. Yeah, you know, you want me to slow down, waste all my energy. Okay, brake coming on. Engine coming off, those are on. Seatbelt signs off. Alright, let's get the chocks on the aircraft. Get us deplaning here. Set the chocks. And we are in, we gotta get the time in here. Time in 14:29 local here. That is actually not local. Local is 9:29. So we're in 9:29, and it looks like 2 hours and 27 minutes. So we'll have to throw a pad on that. approximately about 2 hours and 40, well, 2 hours and 35 minutes. We'll say we'll give it another 2 hours and 40 minutes, I'll call it. I'll give it a little bit of a pad. Now, 2 hours and, I figure 2 hours and 30 minutes, right? So let's go 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes, I'm going to call this. With a little bit of a 10-minute pad either way. That was different. Yeah, oh, what the guy said on the radio. Yeah, I don't know what he was saying. Let's go ahead and request a boarding.
The boarding requested.
Okay, gates coming in. We're going to kind of turn on all the fuel pumps except for one of them. Once the gate's in, we're going to go ahead and pull. Packs coming off. We'll put some cooling on the aircraft. We'll do that right now. Ground service is coming up. We're going to press the ground power across our air conditioning unit. Here we go. 600 off. Pretty cool. Eyebrow, windows, and everything. Looking nice. Once we get ground power, I'll go ahead and
Passengers deboarding starting.
ground power's on. Make sure that's off. That's good. APU coming off. Shut that off. All these switches are off on the panel. That's it. That's the end of it. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and go on our ACAR system, and we will file this flight. Oh, I think somebody just took off. Where are you going? John's going to Myrtle Beach. Fantastic. I love it when I see a couple airplanes fly. We got to push over. We got to push over 1 million this year, not this month. We got to pay. We got to pay back this loan. Are you kidding me? With all these jets we've got. Good night. All right, guess what? Her permanent home is right here. She's not leaving. At least she's not leaving San Juan. She's going to be stuck in the Caribbean a bit, doing some Caribbean flying. I don't know why that back door is open. I got to fix that. Let's go do a little exploring. What do you think? Let's see. I know this gate. Kind of get a picture here of this. This is Delta 9. Yeah, Delta 9. Can't find the right spot. I just had it. There we go. Good shot. You can go to bed now. Yes, I can, and I will. I don't think the terminal is modeled. No, it's not. Anyway, you can see. I believe this is. I think this is. I can't remember. Is this Latin VFR? I think that this. It's a cool airport. They've done a pretty good job. This is where you're United, Spirit, and Southwest is all of these gates here. On the south side. This is where I was talking about JetBlue and Spirit go. They go on this side. Nice airport. This is where your Cape air goes into here. I don't know what that is. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and save the flight deck the way it is. And we'll go ahead and jump back in the flight deck. I'll save it. Yeah, it is a big airport, Gary. San Juan's a pretty decent airplane. Alright, let's go payload. We're going to click set empty.
Bye, thank you for a wonderful
And
flight.
we're going to go ahead and save it up. And I'll write the fuel load down. 270 over 42. Alright, let's save it up. This airplane's going to probably be rolled out, thrown on the other side of the airport, shut down, and everything else until we can get it in service, which we will.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Alright, so 600 seconds. Okay, paperwork's in hand, which means that I wrote it down, and that means that the first leg of that day is completed. So with this aircraft, I'll probably start hitting the Caribbean routes, and then we know how long it takes us from Miami to San Juan. So with the 800, this is going to be flown by an 800, by the way. So the 800 is going to fly this route, which is cool. Now the 600 will be here. You jump ship. So you think it's like 9:30. So you know that 800's coming in from Miami. You would change aircraft and jump into the 600 and start bouncing around. That's what we'll do. We'll probably go to St. Thomas right now. You know, maybe, I don't know. I've got to see. But all right, I'm getting out of here. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on next Friday. I know we're doing a charter flight, the MD-80 to Tampa with the new scenery. I think that's going to be sometime this week, so I might do that live. That's going to be later though, but I'll do that flight live. That'll be a lot of fun. So, all right. Thanks for watching, folks. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you learned something, had fun. Hopefully you can find you something out. Till next time, keep the blue side up and the brown side down. We'll see you later.